Indiana is diving into the nationwide gerrymandering fight. Republican Governor Mike Braun announced a special session for next month to redraw the state's congressional maps. In a social media post, he says it's, quote, to protect Hoosiers from efforts in other states that seek to diminish their voice in Washington and ensure their representation in Congress is fair, end quote. But the office of Indiana's Senate president, who is also a Republican, says the votes for this are just not there. CBS News political reporter Hunter Woodall joins us live from Washington with the latest on this. Hunter, good morning. Help us understand some more of the barriers going into this special session and how it could impact that state's midterm elections.
Well, good morning, Errol. There's been a lot of pressure on Indiana Republicans for months now to potentially redistrict in their state. Indiana has 9 congressional districts. 2 of them are held by Democrats. Republicans see this as a really ample opportunity to potentially gain seats in a very close 2026 midterm elections. But it's been very unclear if there are the votes there to actually do it. But this public pressure campaign shows no sign of stopping, and Republicans seem confident that they will be able to get this through once it comes to a vote.
And the big picture is President Trump encouraged Republicans, including those in Texas, to find more Republican seats. California has an initiative to do the same on the Democratic side. But here in New York, voters filed a lawsuit challenging a Staten Island district. That typically leans Republican. What can you tell us about that effort here?
Democrats are really trying to figure out a way to answer to what Republicans are doing here. When you look at the map of states, Republicans clearly have an advantage on potential redistricting opportunities. But in New York, there's this new legal challenge that could open up redistricting in New York's 11th district. Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries has been talking about redistricting. He was in Illinois yesterday. Let's listen in on what he had to say.
Democrats have made clear that we are going to respond appropriately, immediately, and forcefully to ensure that the national congressional map is as fair as it can possibly be, so that we allow for free and fair elections and the American people can decide, not Donald Trump.
Democrats are clearly trying to answer what Republicans are doing with redistricting, but we're continuing to see this kind of circle motion where Republicans redistrict, Democrats redistrict, and then they both blame either side.
Now, Hunter, you exclusively reported earlier this month that a DNC panel would decide how states will be chosen for the Democratic primaries. What was decided at that meeting yesterday?
Errol, this is one of the biggest decisions that Democrats are likely to make in the coming months. They essentially set an application deadline saying January 16th, 2026, states can apply to be in what's known as the early window, become one of the first states to hold a presidential primary before Super Tuesday, when a lot of states actually hold their contest. This is an influential slot. A lot of states are expected to go for it, but there's only a few that can realistically answer the criteria and really the dynamics that Democrats want to see here. It's really fraught behind the scenes, and it'll be fascinating to see what Democrats decide.
All right, Hunter Woodall in Washington, thank you.